In today's class, we're going to go over past exam question on this specific topic, expansion of algebraic terms. Okay, let's start with the first question. We are asked to find the coefficient of w in the expansion of 8w plus 3 multiplied by 8w minus 3. We are asked to find the coefficient of w. Okay, coefficient of w. Now, in 8w plus 3 multiplied by 8w minus 3. Okay, now I want you to pay attention. Before we can find the coefficient of w, we have to take the product. You understand? We have to expand the bracket. So let us expand. For this, I'm going to have 8w plus 3 and 8w minus 3. Now 8w multiply 8w, that will be 64w squared. 64w squared. Then 8w multiplied by negative 3, that will be what? Negative 24w, and plus 3 multiplied by 8w, that will be what? Positive 24w, and plus 3 multiplied by negative 3, that will be what? Negative 9. For this, I'm going to have 64w squared, negative 24w squared, and negative 24w and positive 24w, that will be what? 0. You understand? So I'm left with what? 64w squared and minus 9. Okay, now I want you to pay attention. We are looking for the coefficient of w. What is the meaning of coefficient? Coefficient is the number at the front of a particular or at the front of the letter. You understand? The coefficient of w is the number at the front of that letter w. You understand? So now you can see that in this equation, having expand what we have here, I have 64w squared minus 9. That means that there is no w. You understand? There is no w in this equation. That means that the coefficient of w in this equation is what? 0. Okay, the coefficient of w in this expansion is 0. That is the answer. 0 is the answer. Okay, now let's move to another question. We are asked to find the coefficient of xy in the expansion of 2x minus y plus 4 multiplied by 5x plus 3y. Okay, now let's take the product of the bracket that we have. We have 2x minus y plus 4 multiplied by 5x plus 3y. Please, I want you to pay attention. For this, we are going to have 5x. We multiply all the elements in this bracket. So I'm going to have 5x into bracket 2x minus y plus 4. Then the second term here, we multiply all the elements in this bracket. So I'm going to have plus 3y into bracket 2x minus y plus 4. Do you understand? Okay. 5x multiplied by 2x, that will be what? 10x squared. 5x multiplied by negative y, that will be what? Negative 5xy. Okay. 5x multiplied by 4, that will be what? 20x. Okay. Positive 20x. Now let's proceed to the second aspect. Positive 3y multiplied by 2x, that will give me what? Positive 6xy. So I'm going to have positive 6xy. Positive 3y multiplied by negative y, that will give me negative 3y squared. Okay? Positive 3y multiplied by positive 4, that will be what? Positive 12y. Okay? Now, let's see if you can collect like terms. We have negative 5xy here, and I have positive 6xy here. I'm going to have 10x squared minus 3y squared, negative 5xy, positive 6xy, positive 20x, and plus 12y. Okay? Now, we have negative 5xy, positive xy. For this, I'm going to have 10x squared minus 3y squared. Okay? For this, I'm going to have plus xy plus 20x plus 12y. Okay? Now, I think this is the simplified version of this expansion. Now, we are asked to find the coefficient of xy. From this expansion, what is the coefficient of xy? The coefficient of xy is what? Plus 1. There is an invisible 1 in this place. You understand? 1xy is also the same thing as what? Xy. You understand? So, the coefficient of xy is what? The coefficient of xy is positive 1. Okay? Positive 1 or 1. Okay? That is the coefficient of xy. That is the solution to that question. Okay, the next question, we are asked to find the coefficient of x in 2x minus 3 multiplied by 3x plus 8. So let us expand the bracket. 2x minus 3 multiplied by 3x plus 8. 2x multiplied by 3x, that will give us what? 6x squared. 2x multiplied by positive 8, that will give us what? Positive 16x. Negative 3 multiplied by 3x, that will give us what? Negative 9x. Negative 3 multiplied by positive 8, that will give us what? Negative 24. You understand? You see, I just skip a process. The process that I skip is this: 2x into bracket 3x plus 8 and negative 3 into bracket 3x plus 8, because I am very sure that if you are part of the first, second, third and fourth class or on this topic, you should be able to solve this. You understand? That's why I skip this process. Okay, so by the time you take the product of this, you are going to arrive at this. Do you understand? Okay, let's proceed. For this, I have 6x squared positive 16x negative 9x and minus 24. Now I can positive 16x negative 9x, that is positive 7x. Okay, so I'm going to have 6x squared positive 7x, okay, negative 24. Now I want to check what is the coefficient of x in this expansion. The coefficient of x in that expansion is our answer. Now what is the coefficient of x? The coefficient of x is what? Positive 7. Okay, the coefficient of x is positive, okay, positive 7. Okay, this is the coefficient of x. You understand? The number that is at the front of x is the coefficient of x. You understand? Let's say we are asked to find the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared in this expansion is what? 6. You understand? And the constant term is what? Negative 24. But we are asked to find the coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x here is what? Positive 7. So that is the solution to that question. Okay, the next question, we are asked to find the coefficient of xy in the expansion of x minus 4y and 3x plus 2y. Please, I want you to pay attention, okay? For this, I'm going to have x minus 4y and 3x plus 2y. For this, the first term here, we multiply all the terms in this second bracket. So I'm going to have x into bracket 3x plus 2y, okay, negative 4y into bracket 3x plus 2y. We have already learned all this in our first, second and third class. I'm very sure you can do this. Okay, so let's proceed. For this, I'm going to have 3x squared plus 2xy minus 12xy minus 8y squared. You understand? Okay, for this, I'm going to have 3x squared, okay, plus 2xy negative 2xy. That means I'm going to have negative 10xy negative 8x squared. Okay, now we are looking for the coefficient of xy. The coefficient of xy is the number at the front of xy in our equation. Now, what is the numbers at the front of xy? The numbers at the front of xy in this equation is what? Negative 10. So the coefficient of xy is what? Negative 10. You have to pay attention to the sign, okay? You have to pay attention to the sign. Okay, let's proceed to another question. Okay, the next question. We are asked to find the coefficient of x in the expansion of 3x plus 2 and 5x minus 8. Please, I want you to pay attention. Let us take the product. Let us expand. I'm going to have 3x plus 2 and 5x minus 8. Don't forget the goal. The goal is to find the coefficient of x. So let us expand this. I'm going to have 3x into bracket 5x minus 8 and plus 2 into bracket 5x minus 8. Okay? 3x multiplied by 5x, I'm going to have 15x squared. Okay? 3x multiplied by negative 8, I'm going to have negative 24x. Okay? Plus 2 multiplied by 5x, I'm going to have positive 10x. Okay? Plus 2 multiplied by negative 8, I'm going to have negative 16. Do you understand? Okay? I'm going to have 15x squared negative 24x positive 10x. That will give me negative 14x. Do you understand? So in this place, I'm going to have negative 14x negative 16. Now, don't forget the goal. The goal is to determine the value of x. I mean, the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x in this quadratic equation is what? Negative 14. Okay? The coefficient of x in that quadratic equation is negative 14 because that is the numbers at the front of x. Okay? So the answer, the coefficient of x is negative 14. That is the answer. Do you understand? Okay, let's look at the last question for this class. We are asked to find the coefficient of x in 3x squared minus 2x plus 7 multiplied by 2x plus 3. Okay, we are going to have 2x plus 3 multiplied by 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. Let us take the product and expand the bracket. For this, I'm going to have 2x into bracket 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. Okay, then plus 3 into bracket 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. Okay, now 2x multiplied by 3x squared, I'm going to have 6x raised to the power of 3. 2x multiplied by negative 2x, I'm going to have negative 4x squared. 2x multiplied by positive 7, I'm going to have positive 14x. Then plus 3 multiplied by 3x squared, I'm going to have plus 9x squared. Then plus 3 multiplied by negative 2x, I'm going to have negative 6x. Then plus 3 multiplied by plus 7, I'm going to have positive 21. Do you understand? Okay. Now, let us see if you can collect like terms. For this, I'm going to have 6x raised to the power of 3, negative 4x squared, positive 9x squared, positive 14x, negative 6x. I'm collecting like terms, okay? I'm collecting like terms, bringing the terms that are similar to each other so that I can add them or subtract them, okay? So plus 21. Do you understand? For this, I'm going to have 6x raised to the power of 3. Now, negative 4x squared, positive 9x squared. That will give me positive 5x squared, positive 5x squared. Now, plus 14x, negative 6x. That will give me what? That is 8x plus 8x plus 21. Okay. Now, having collect like terms, we arrive at this equation. The goal is to determine the coefficient of x. Now, in this equation, the coefficient of x is what? Plus 8. You understand? So, the answer to this question is 8 or plus 8. Do you understand? So, 8 is also the same thing as plus 8. Don't get confused, okay? So, you might not find plus 8 in your in the options. You understand? If you didn't have plus 8, if you have only 8, you can choose 8. You understand? 8 is also the same thing as positive 8 or plus 8. You understand what I'm saying? So that's it. Because this kind of question usually come out in the objective, okay? It's an objective question most of the time. So that's the we are done for this class. See you in the next class. To watch the next class, kindly check the description of this video. You are going to see a link there. Click on that link, or you should check the playlist on this channel. Okay, see you in the next class.